So here we go, guys. We should be at live time now. Warlords is a 9 villager start, so they start a little bit faster here. And we've got game 1 of 7. This will be a play all 7 show match. I'm going to repeat myself here because I just said so. I think YouTube will want to hear this later on. But yeah, to the extras crew, Hera, Yo, Leary, and Viper, those 4 players are already in the main event of Warlords. The main event will have 16 players. And then 12 more players will qualify over the next couple weeks. Sebastian's one of them that's favored to qualify. This is Hera down here in the blue. Hera's playing as the Vietnamese. Very good flexible civ. And then we've got the Mapuche for Sebastian. You guys will probably remember this map from Red Bull. This is what this map was created for. And so it's not Empire Wars now, which means we have a little bit more time on our hands. This is under the open map category. As always, it kind of depends. I'm not necessarily sure that this would be the most open map. For Hera, maybe it is. But I think the players are going to wall up a decent amount on this map. After some aggression, of course. So instead of having Arabia, having a map like this would fit. But, you know, you could see the walls here, walls here, walls here, walls here. And then you got, like, back golds, back woodlines. I think the game plan for Sebastian is probably to play towards bolus riders. So it's wallable, yes. It's not, like, super, super open and chaotic. But yeah, Vietnamese, you know exactly where the opponent's town center is. The other Mapuche bonuses, their foragers drop off more food, so that's a nice bonus. The thing is, I find these civs very awkward to play with their settlements. If you don't have a situation where you can take advantage of the settlement being directly next to 2 resources, eventually I think it gets more and more awkward as the game goes on. I also think the Mapuche's late game options are not quite as good because they lack like good siege options and the Vietnamese get bomber cannon. So I would say Sebastian, if he agrees with my statement, will probably want to end this game relatively early. Hera just at home pushing in the deer. You're going to see this a lot in the 9 villager starts. Oh, you're going to see this on the map as well, but there's less time to scout. So you're now making a very big choice because you can't scout and also like push your deer. You're usually just going to see the players push the deer. And Sebastian turning this open map into a fairly wallable map pretty quickly early on. So, but yes, predictions, guys. I think I asked for predictions. I didn't read your predictions. Play all 7. I don't have all the maps memorized. We've got a mix. I actually could see it feeling like a best of 7, to be honest. I could see like a 4-3 either way. There's the archery range from Hera. I think Hera's expecting man-at-arms. Again, doesn't have the time to scout, so it's a little bit of guessing on what his opponent is doing. I think he's worried about not man-at-arms, but the champies. Or sorry, I'm supposed to say the chompies. Hera's scout just passing, looking for a barracks on the front. Not seeing anything. And actually, we're going to see spearmen and we're going to see skirms. So yeah, you can make spears and skirms from your settlements with this civ. And that seems to be the game plan for Sebastian. He did actually make a slight mistake. He queued... Whoa, what is the... Hold on, is this a bug? Or is this... It's a bug somewhere. The spearman is at 208%. Did you see that? I think that's just a capture age thing. I wish I was at 208%. Does it do the same with the skirm? Is it a bug because they're producing from an eco building and capture age isn't set up for that? Let's see. Whoa! Whoa, dude! Whoa! Look at it! Whoa! Look at it go! Damn! Sheesh! What's it going to? 203 probably? The last one did. Nope, 210, 215. All right. I think it's because they train slower from these buildings than they do a barracks and archer range, and it messes with the stats. So yeah. Obviously, I think it's a way of nerfing the fact that you get essentially like 3 military buildings. Hera runs in here. Hera should know exactly what's happening now, and Hera's just going to wall as well. So again, I'm not trying to be anti-hype, but this is one of the maps in the open category. And I would expect a whole lot of games like this. A very good map to start off if you're just trying to get warmed up for these two. Sebastian could maybe try and block a little bit there, but the scout's going to leave. So yeah, just skirmishers for now. This is a settlement where you can actually use the wood and the gold, so that's very good for later. What do you guys, for those that have played these new civs, what are your feelings on the settlements thus far? Hera goes for some walls. Very nice base setup. Is still open over here, but I don't think there will be any real way for these two to get damage on each other. A bear in the middle, seeing more action than the military have so far. You guys love the settlements. I love the settlements for the first 12 minutes. But once you get beyond 3 of them, they're so freaking big. And having to rebuild them like lumber camps and stuff is super annoying for me. So I like the idea. I feel like settlements need to be smaller, though. It could be really annoying. Like you ever build too many lumber camps and then you need to like delete a bunch of lumber camps for farming space? Also find that awkward you can't really do that with the settlements because it's houses as well. So if you do that, you're just like, you could be permanently housed. I don't know. In general, I think it's really nice, but it could be a bit annoying for me. Sebastian will find it annoying that he's moved all the way out here and lost his champy. Or excuse me, his chompy. Guys, this is also bugged. Look at capture age. Capture age isn't ready to capture. See these massive red dots? I guess it's because it's producing from the settlement. And because the percentage bar is going above 100%. Look how big these dots are going to get. Whoa, look at it go, dude. Yeah, and that's because... And that's funny. That's mashed with the percentage bar. Big red dots. I never noticed this before. I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's like, it's a nice little Easter egg, I guess, but it's kind of funny. The skirmishers for Hera hoping to annoy. And Hera's not going to complain about this at all. And Sebastian, really surprised he loses a villager there. I think that villager could have easily been saved. The town center was right there. Like, Sebastian wasn't expecting Hera to be quite as aggressive. And Hera's on 2 ranges, so he's like, what? I got to make military buildings, but that's fine for me. No problems. Cheap eco upgrades. And we've just got a big old skirm war going on right now. I'm sure there's some devs out there, like some people who do some coding and stuff, who think it's I don't know. Some people are going to either be bothered by it or they're going to appreciate these little details with these little red dots. Does seem, though, that Hera's double archer range production is able to outproduce the 3 settlement production. So, and here's the thing as well, is like, now if you want to make a switch, you didn't build up to go for a barracks at all. So it's not like you can mix in a couple chompies. You're kind of stuck on this. Vietnamese also have more HP on the skirmishers, so... Yeah, Hera will be very happy. I would definitely put this scout around the map to scout different areas. For Hera, he's going to have confidence he can keep that alive. But I swear if this scout goes down, I'll be very sad, because that should be scouting the rest of the map at some point. Hera continues to out-skirm. And for those that just got here, how incredible is it to see the skirm-on-skirm action? Are you able to contain your excitement? Skirm v skirm. Because I'm... Right now, you probably can't tell, but I'm unbelievably excited. Is that even a phrase? Unbelievably excited? I can't even use words properly because skirmishers excite me that much. Oh, dude. Okay, no, Sebastian's going market and blacksmith. He'll be fine to click up here. He's lost 2 villagers to the skirms. And the only thing I'll say is Hera isn't completely walled. There is still a gap back here, but it's not like he's going to be under a lot of pressure anyways. So it's fine. T90, post-nerf, they should call the champies the chumpies. The chumpies. The chumpies. Guys, it was wild. They released the DLC, and they added 5 or 6 nerfs for that unit. Like, clearly they did not think that was going to be a problem. It was a problem, and they were like, oh, no, like, what is happening? We can't have people think about it this way. Here's a question, and I don't actually 100% know the answer. Can you upgrade the skirmishers in your settlements? I don't think you can. Now, I personally have not played this style. I make a couple spearmen and I call it a day if I'm up against scouts or something. Okay, you can. All right. Does it say here? Settlements can train spearman line and skirms. Doesn't say that you can actually get the upgrades in there. I mean, if you can, you could, in theory, continue to play it this way. And nice trades from Sebastian. He turns it around. Res collected's pretty much even here. Hera lost his freaking scout, bro. Like, why? What? Mr. Yo knows the way. He would have auto-scouted, and he would have all this scouting. A scout instead, missing all these areas. Again, crowd's going wild here, skirm v skirm. We should have still pretty interesting late game. But I don't think late game is what you want to do against the Vietnamese. Maybe the game plan is to play skirmishers and chumpies, as that one chatter put it. Skirm upgrades coming in for both. Sebastian runs right up the hill there. Somehow doesn't lose a unit. Don't ask me how that happened. Wow, he did a really nice job locating the weak units in Hera's army. Look, they're all full HP now for Hera. And Hera could arguably add a stable here. Could mix in a knight or two. But chooses not to. They're both just going to stay on range units and micro their skirms for now. And there's the second town center for Sebastian. On the front side of his base, which is a nice area. University to get ballistics. First time I've seen someone commit to producing from the settlements this much, guys. It's pretty cool. We haven't seen a single barracks on archery range. And Hera's dropping the second town center. Hera's eco balance is looking all right. I think I've seen slightly better timings here for Hera. Like, he still doesn't have the universe. Oh, no. I'm blind. Never mind. University's right there. So they'll both have ballistics. Timing should be more than fine. Has the bow saw upgrade, and that's an upgrade that Sebastian doesn't have. But as I say that, Sebastian's going to click that as well. And now the micro will get a little bit more complex because ballistics is going to be in. Sebastian will realize with that engagement that Hera has ballistics. Hera will realize with that engagement right there that Sebastian has ballistics. And now this is where you could consider a siege workshop. Sebastian, chat might not believe me on this. I think Sebastian is way more willing to go for these super nerdy micro moments. This is typically not a situation that Hera thrives in as much as a player like Sebastian, I would say. And you can tell the difference there. Hera's using the hill. And Hera also has the additional HP on his skirmishers, but he does need to back up there. Not bad for Sebastian. And Hera getting chased back. Hera really wants that relic in the middle, and the monk will get shooed away. And because he didn't use that scout to scout the sides of his base, he doesn't know about all the other relics on the right. Does see some relics on the left. Sebastian has more HP too. Ooh, true. Don't they get a bonus for that? Yeah, infantry slingers and skirmishers extra HP. Wow, so yeah, this is panning out pretty nicely against the Vietnamese. You have 3 more HP than the Vietnamese. Yeah, Sebastian's micro is so good. And he's always full Q with military. Look at Hera's Q. He doesn't have any skirmishers in Q. And Sebastian consistently has skirms and vills. Perfect balance. And now he's going for the third town center. So is Hera, obviously. And now the siege workshop for Hera. Monks will be out. Still getting used to these civs, of course. I find the monks to be very similar looking to the chompies. So it's relatively difficult for me to notice the monks if I don't have the monk pointer mod. Which is a mod that puts a little arrow over top the monks, which I suggest to everybody if you have the same problems. You'll see what I mean if we ever see a combination. Because they both have little hats. And I guess that's not a hat, it's a hood, but from distance it kind of looks like a little hat. Again, it's the small things. As Blink 182 said. They were referring to Age of Empires details. For those that weren't aware. And more settlements going up here for Sebastian. Lots of red on the map. And Hera has he hasn't even made the siege, but he's just fallen back with the skirm numbers. Outposts around the map for Sebastian. That's another thing he does really well. You know what would be super funny to me? Is if Sebastian wins the first game. And the only reason that's funny is because of the fanboy we had in here earlier, who's welcome here, by the way. But they were... I called him out. He was like, 7-0 Hera, oh, Hera. You know, which is more than fair. Hera's a great player. But if the series would start off 1-0 for Sebastian, that guy'd be having a rough time. How late is this game going to go? Are we going to see this unique tech? I don't know if that's worth it. Like, for 1v1s, that doesn't feel super helpful. It's pretty expensive. This could be good, though. Malon, slingers, and skirmishers do pass-through damage. The pass-through damage feels like a technology you're going to want to get. The nice thing for this civ is for their chompies, you have the... where is it? I'm looking for the extra... Oh, no. Am I confusing it? I thought they had extra melee armor per age. I'm still confusing it. I think maybe confusing that with the... I could have sworn that was the Mapuche, but I must be confusing that with the other M. Muisca. Hera maybe thinking about the imp time here. Definitely thinking about the imp time here. And that could be his way to get the map back, but... Sebastian's going to have close eye on the relics. He's going to have more relics than Hera. The key really for Sebastian is the Imperial Age time. But you're not going to be able to really break Hera easily. And, oh, man, that might have been a slight pathing thing. Definitely looked like Sebastian tried to split away from that, but that's some nice damage there from Hera's Mangonel. The first mistake for Sebastian he's made in a while. A T90, the discount unique tech pays off in 20 units produced. After that, it's pure profit. This one? Yeah, but I don't know how good the unique unit is to have that be a priority. But if the unit fits, if it makes sense to make it, obviously might be something to consider. Hera goes for the split. There wasn't a wood line to block him off. And good micro from both players here. Monks behind are healing up here. And Sebastian, a little fortunate there. He ran away, which is a bit riskier, instead of going to the side. But Sebastian's got to click up here, and now he's on the way. He does have this castle up. So maybe we'll see some of the Konas. He's about to have 4 relics, but Hera's basically playing this like relics won't matter. And, oh, difficult times for Hera. That was beautiful micro from Sebastian. Again, Sebastian is legit. He is so good, and he's only getting better. I've been saying this for, what, the last, like, 2 years now, that this dude's... I think I said a couple times in the cast, he's the truth. But, I mean, that type of phrasing might work for number 1. I don't know, but... Seriously, every tournament I watch him, he's just getting better as well. There's the Konas. Now, Konas are weird. You can't get armor upgrades. Oh, man, Hera runs into the rocks there. Beautiful micro, though. And it's still a bit risky situation for Hera. He really wants another shot off. He doesn't get it. He does take down the Mangonel, so it's a 1-for-1. There's a couple Konas to push Hera back. But Hera's an imp, and Hera's getting an Imperial skirm. So in the skirm war, Vietnamese should still be superior. And Sebastian still has a minute to wait. That's a long time without imp skirm, and also not without the blacksmith techs. It should be very confident engagements for Hera now. The Konas will go in, I assume, for the Mangonel. Nice split from Sebastian. The Konas... Alright, they give you some time, which is really what you want. Do we have an archer range yet? Or is he just going full settlements? Oh, that's a monastery. Whoops. Nope, that's a blacksmith. Whoops. The architecture's tricky for me. I think he's just got like seven or 8 settlements producing these. Okay, there's the pass-through damage. We'll see how helpful that ends up becoming. This is an engagement that he can take, but I think you should just back up here. You're not taking any critical damage right now. Hera's got the trebs here already. Look at Sebastian's vision. Like, with the relic count in Sebastian's vision, if Sebastian just holds mid, he wins. But he's getting pushed right through the gut. And he can't seem to get his technologies in. And I'm worried for him because Vietnamese just simply out-skirm you. Like, you're never going to win a fight playing skirms against the Civ. And the second you try and make a switch, Hera's going to see it as well. Maybe I'm wrong, though. That's a lot of blue bodies on the floor. In theory, I think splitting up your units a little bit, if you're up against pass-through damage, would make sense. Gotta be frustrating for Sebastian to have collected those relics, and then those relics are just sitting on the doorstep. 2 castles, though. He does also have this town center, which Hera hasn't done anything about yet. And Hera's going to walk forward for another castle. The bombard cannon should be a deal breaker here, and there's going to be the bombard cannons. That's not something that Sebastian Civ gets. So until I'm shown otherwise, I don't think that playing towards Imperial Age with this civilization is necessarily a great play. Here come the Konas, though. We'll see if the Konas can get their value. There's not too many of them, and the Imperial Age skirmishers... I mean, these skirmishers are still just so tanky and tough to kill. And now Sebastian, I think he feels hard committed onto the Konas. Like, he needs the Konas to work because his skirmishers aren't working. And Hera pretty close to getting these relics, and he hasn't made a single unit. Well, I should have said this 2 minutes ago. If I said 2 minutes ago he didn't make a unit other than a skirmisher, that would have been fairly accurate. Obviously, he's got the Trebs now. He's going to mix in some rats and archers, which is just another tanky archer unit, which can actually be very good against skirms. So Hera's played it perfectly. He's just like, what are you going to make? What units do you have? It's not the Kona. I can tell you that much. Kona's not going to be good enough. From what I've seen, nothing should change. He does have elite now. Hera's trebuchets are still attacking the castle from Sebastian. Hera's dropping houses. He had dropped the gates. His castle for now is denied, but his bombard cannons are getting hits on the skirms. He has rats and archers and the castle fire. It's a lot of military all of a sudden for Sebastian. Hera lost one of his trebs, but still so much firepower here for Hera. This is Hera without elite rats and archer as well. These are just, like, basically... I don't want to say bland, because, like, the rats and archers are still pretty tanky, but they're far from maxed. The elite upgrade makes a big difference. Really nice push early in from Hera. And that's okay. Like, not getting the relics is completely acceptable if you position yourself to win the game like this. Really, Sebastian needed to match the imp time. But also, I think there's a question on what military you make. Hera's like, sorry, I still have the best skirm civ. I might not have pass-through damage, but I'm still going to pass through right to your base. Not my best work, but... I mean, maybe a side raid or something could work. But you're raiding with a cav unit that you have to produce from castles, and you only have 2 castles because you've sunk so much stone into repairing this one. I mean, Hera's completing this castle. It's just a matter of time. And once that castle's up, it makes the fight so much more difficult. And Sebastian, he's never felt more dead at 170 pop in his entire career. And he's like, what? So we could see, like, he opted for the Mapuche. He wanted to test it out. It is a show match. Good time to get some experience. It's not the main event or anything like that. And he did draft the Civ very, very late. So that's, from the draft perspective, acceptable in a way. Because you give yourself a solid shot with a weak strat in theory, right? But yeah, it hasn't been hugely impressive. He might end up taking down Hera's castle here, though. I still don't think he's going to win any of these fights. Hera will get these relics. Hera actually had rats and archers go to the right side. So he noticed that gold there, too. And that was maybe one of the small things that Sebastian needed to go right for him, is to at least get that gold. Because he hasn't been able to take this gold, because he lost the town center there. What do we think about these Konas? You know, my opinion on the Kona is going to come down to the cost. But Capture Age doesn't actually show the cost. I have to go tech tree for that. If they're really cheap, I think the unit might actually be really solid. Bombard cannons take down the Treb. But I was expecting him to go chompies, dude. Like, I expected a full switch into full infantry against skirms. Like, you have an anti-archer unit. He hasn't opted for it once. 65 food and 40 gold. Is that before or after the unique tech for that cost? Obviously, he didn't end up getting the unique tech. That's before the unique tech. Okay. Well, I mean, a lot of this comes down to map control. I think if he holds the map and he's not pressured quite as quickly, and he gets that unique tech and starts making them, then maybe they're solid. There's not many things in the game, though, that could deal with elite rats and archers, and I don't think Kona's would be one of them. Hera has the gold on the right. Sebastian's going to try and take it as well. But Hera's still got so much more gold banked up, and Hera can take all the relics now, and Sebastian surely is going to tap here. Realizing his units just were not strong enough. This is nice. You know, in a time of war, in a time of stress, it's nice to see there be some peace in the world, you know? Hera's made a deal. He says, I can have 12 there if you can have 5. Deal? Sebastian's like, I'll take that. They had to go into some peace talks for that, but it worked out. Sebastian is like full on he's looking at his units right now like, okay, how do they do? Should I make this unit again in the future? I think he's well aware that he's probably dead. And hey, what is this? What is this? I thought we had a deal. Apparently not. Hera is going to drop a castle there, which will give him all the gold. That's cheating. Now, Hera will have all the relics. Hera will have all the map. And Sebastian still not resigned. And there he goes. Finally, Sebastian taps out. So, I think we got to see... What's nice is, because it's a show match, we got to see some creativity at play. I clearly, the skirmishers... It was enough in the mid game, right? Like, he matched the skirms. He was doing okay with the skirms. In the end, he was just too late to the Imperial Age. They were kind of doing the same things. Like, economy's not that different, but Sebastian he was so late to Imp compared to Hera. He ended up losing too much ground. I think if the Imp time's the same, maybe it's a different conversation. Whoa, they explored the same amount. They also researched the same amount of technologies. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, the KD was just brutal there for Hera. Imp Skirm is incredibly strong. Now, I mean, if Sebastian makes a switch into the Chompies, which I think is something you needed to consider here, then Hera could go like Elephants or Cavalier or something. Like, Hera has options, but the fact that Hera could just play straight range units the entire game and never really feel the need to make a switch, maybe because Sebastian was a little resistant to trying to switch it up there a little bit. So Hera takes the first game, play all 7. We'll get a good test of the other maps. And I think some of the upcoming maps will be a little bit more exciting than the Skirm War we saw there. All right, guys, game 2. And we've got Kilimanjaro here. And it is actually a different version than Kilimanjaro than you have maybe seen before. Other versions of Kilimanjaro in the past had kind of an ovalish-shaped hill in the middle. That is not the case here. We've got more of a circular area in the middle. And importantly, there was no wood near those golds. I think there's maybe less wood overall. So the majority of the wood, at least the town centerable wood, is going to be all along the bottoms. And then you've got the golds there on the hill. Wow, they've really changed this. Because there used to be neutral golds as well. Like 2 and 3 tile golds and stones in the corners. And that's all gone. So... yeah, this hill is hugely important now. You just have 5 tiles and... interesting. So you have a main gold of 6 tiles and a secondary gold of 5 tiles. So I guess each player has a little bit more gold than they would typically have. But no neutral stones and golds. Now, if you were to load up the games version of Kilimanjaro, I think they updated it to something like this. The scripter for Warlords is also a scripter for the game, so it makes sense with these changes. Tatars for Hera, this civ has a hill bonus, which is obviously insanely strong on a map that has a massive hill in the middle. And then we got the Mayans for Sebastian. Mayans are even stronger here, guys, because it's a 9-villager start. A standard start, you would get housed right away with starting with the additional vill and the eagle. But you don't get housed, essentially. So Mayan should be top tier. We'll probably just see archers from Sebastian. Archers and walls, I'm guessing, and they'll play towards Castle Age. King says reset. Okay, all right. I'll do my best. I'll do my best, but type a 1 in chat if I've said I'll do my best with pronouncing your name and I still get it wrong. I know you've been here a bit. You probably know that already. I can only promise to do my best. All right. What's up, Fat Teddy? Thanks for 64 months. Welcome back. Dizzy, I didn't get your name wrong. Some of these names are super easy. Stop claiming I'm going to get that name wrong. Snake? Like, I can't say the word snake? What are you talking about, man? But, all right. Type a 1 in chat if you really would want to type a 2 in chat, but you type a 1 in chat just because you want to be involved and you don't even listen to what I say. Type a 1 in chat if you'll always type 1 in chat, even if whatever I ask or say doesn't apply. Okay. Type your emotional age. Wow, lots of 1s. Lots of 2s, lots of 0s. Wow, okay. I thought you guys would be a little bit more mature. Wow. All right, nope, you already typed 1. Got him. You already typed 1. That tracks. A detail which might not be exciting for you guys, but is actually very important, is acacia trees have more wood. So 150 wood per tree is important when you're going to eventually run out of wood. Doesn't look like there's 142k wood on this map, but there is because of that. Anytime we watch a nature documentary and there's a different type of tree, like a baobab or an acacia tree, I consistently remind my fiance how much wood that tree has in Age of Empires. And the rate at which she rolls her eyes gets like greater every single time I bring it up. So eventually I think the eyes are going to roll so hard, they're just going to roll right off of her head. But every time I'm like, ooh, a baobab tree, that's 200 wood. I completely changed my build order with 200 wood. Ooh, acacia tree, 150 wood. And occasionally spawns in a way where you can sneak villagers into the clump of the wood line. Interesting that Hera has had individual geese around. This geese gets stolen. I haven't been paying attention enough to see if that's a factor. If that has something to do with the way they're spawning. Like, they might not spawn in groups of 2. You start with 2 less overall sheep because you start with 9 vills. So I guess instead of spawning them in one group of 2, they're spawned in singles like that. Actually, that must be the standard because I played some games in Warlords the other day, and I recall finding individual sheep, but I thought that my opponent stole the other one, so. Yo, when do I get an invitation to the wedding, T90? I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't think we can invite you. Sorry, Yeti, to disappoint. So Hera's fallen back here. He's expecting some big pressure here. He's definitely expecting, I think he's expecting eagles and archers. Like a big combo. That's something I've seen Hera do in the past, but that's not really what Sebastian's doing. Not yet, anyhow. He's just moving forward with the archers. Sebastian saw the range, but he didn't see if the gold was being mined, so he might not necessarily know. Ooh, and Sebastian kills the scout there. This is one of those situations where if Sebastian sits back, makes archers and walls, Sebastian's completely fine. If he moves out against Hera's army, though, he could have some big problems. I don't think he's necessarily expecting Hera to be on skirm. While that makes sense against archers, the reality is like Tatars can also play archers because they get free thumb ring. Sebastian needs to react here. He does see it immediately. What he won't expect is the scout follow-up. Still no eagle in queue. Still not fully walled either. The archers are hoping to get back into this wall. Or maybe they're looking to counterattack here. T90, will Memb be a commentator for your wedding? No, I don't think I need Memb screaming unbelievable when I decide to kiss the bride. But it's a good thought, but I don't think we'll have any casting. The scouts obviously were a surprise. This is not something Sebastian was expecting. And he's taking some pressure now. Like, if he just was able to sit back and wall up, this would have been completely fine to not have eagles. But really nice shot from Hera. Lots of military out. Adding in the farms behind now. In general, I think Hera's going to be very happy with the reactions forced here. Not only the villager kill, but also just the idle time. This is a lot of time where Sebastian can't spend that wood on farms to get his eco balance. That is good micro from Sebastian, though. He didn't lose another archer, and he's getting some of these walls down. Still think there's a hole in the middle there. But Hera may or may not want to run through. Actually, archer gets trapped there. Sebastian's not playing quite as clean as I was expecting him to here. I don't know. It just felt like, from my perspective, very easy to get the walls down, but... Again, what Hera's doing is a little unorthodox. Based on what I was expecting, so. T90, will you be having a play all 7 for your wedding? No, it's a best of 1. And we can both win. Wait, are you saying a play all 7 to qualify? So qualify for the wedding? Is that what you mean? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. It's Wonder Victory, bro. I don't think it's Conquest, so. All right, now what will Hera notice here? See, sometimes it's what you don't see, right? Like, Hera should have some suspicions that the opponent is on the way. He's not fully walled yet, but this would be a good time for him to do that. Needs a house here, needs a palisade, needs a house, needs some walls this way. But, like, Sebastian, like, what are these archers, man? Like, ejecting an archer there is crazy. Another one as well. Oh, God. No, guys, he set... I know what that is. That's not actually him. That's the game being dumb. He set the rally point here, I'm pretty sure. And this stupid game, which we all love, said the best path to get there is to go this way. Like, outside first. That's what I'm assuming anyways. He's lost a lot of army here. Hera's already on the way to Castle Age. But Hera hasn't seen the main army at all. Like, Hera should never be exposed here. He should understand that he needs to be walled in these scenarios. And I would expect that. And if these archers get in, this could be a real issue for Hera. He doesn't have a lot of army. A couple of houses here could maybe save the day. There he goes with the houses. But the archers are just going to run right through. And I am equally surprised that Hera is taking damage to this. Sebastian is desperate. Sebastian has had military that he has not shown Hera for a long time. And Hera's taking tons of damage to this. So maybe because it's not main event level, you have both players a little rusty here. Hera's still in a position where he can stabilize. But when you're pushed off the gold like this, when you lose villagers like this, when your army in the front is still just knocking on walls, that's not exactly what you would have wanted. And Sebastian's right back in the game. 4 villager kills. Yep, 4 villager kills. And the archers get away. Hera had to come back with all his army. And by the time Hera gets forward with the army again, Sebastian will be in Castle Age. So, well played. Yeah, what I expected there was Hera to stay here for a minute. And then just pull back with everything. Or to be fully walled. One or the other. But made things a little bit more challenging for himself there. So. T90, if you could hold your wedding on an AoE2 map, which would it be? I mean, how literal are we thinking here? How... Pants? No, not pants. Bae, because she's my bae. Haha! There we go. That was lame. What do I say? Like, I don't want to pick an open map. I think I prefer a closed map for my wedding. Now, Sebastian should know. Ring nothing. Yeah, ring nothing. There we go. That's good. That's good. That's good. Sebastian should know that Hera's heavy skirm. And he should almost always wait until he has siege to move out. But he is actually going to move out right as I say that. I guess he didn't see Hera's skirms. And Sebastian's actually opting to make his own skirmishers. Hera's going Cav Archers. Cav Archers are a great unit here with the Tatars, but he's also going to mix in the Siege, and this middle hill is so valuable here. T90, if your wedding wasn't Age of Empires Civilization, what would it be? I don't know. You might want to ask me afterwards. Because, like, if, I don't know, if one of my future in-laws gets a little too drunk or something, maybe I'll say it was Chinese and we had, like, one too many villagers or something. I don't know. I'll think on it. Skirmishers from Hera. You know, again, wondering where Sebastian's siege was going to be. But nice pressure here from Hera. And Hera's got to be very comfortable. He's got skirm with good upgrades against basically crossbow. These skirms on the back offer very little value here. And now there's going to be siege coming in, and Hera could get another very quick game. And Sebastian has just not been able to get a lot of control here today. This game he opened a bit more passively, maybe. The previous game he opened pretty passively as well, to be fair. Is there a date for the wedding now? Yeah. The date for the wedding set has been set for a bit. I'm getting married in October. If you want to know the week I'm getting married, you can go to the public Age of Empires 2 calendar and look for the week where there's nothing scheduled. There you go. It's funny. I actually had someone reach out to me and say, hey, T90, interested in you covering an event this week in October. Would you be interested? And they went for like a super hard sell. And I'm like, sorry, bro. I'm getting married. I can't do anything. Archer range is going down for Sebastian. Lots of micro on the left side. So much micro in general here. Like, look at that attack round as well from Hera. I mean, he does lose his army on the left side. But as long as you hold the hill, I think you're happy here. And chat's saying congrats. Well, don't congratulate me yet. Don't congratulate me yet, but thank you. Archer range is still pumping for Hera. Still feel like Sebastian's kind of split on what units he wants to make. He's trying more than anything to get a counterattack in. But I think Hera's seeing that every time. If he moves up to the middle as well, that Siege Workshop could have a unit hop out. But Hera doesn't have one in queue at the moment. Now he does. And this army, if it gets a counterattack to Hera, Hera's base is still very open here. But, I mean, Hera's still got the hill with Tatars. And this is a risky maneuver right now for Sebastian. Now, you can split against one, but there's another one coming from the other angle. And if Hera would have just had this unit a little bit faster, maybe had a chance to fire a shot, which Sebastian wouldn't expect. Sebastian did weaken those, though, which gives him a chance at the uphill damage. Counterattack still coming for Sebastian. Sebastian takes one down. Impressive. He takes two down. Impressive. No way, dude. He also has the counterattack coming to the middle, which is catching some of Hera's reinforcements. Sebastian with an impossible fight there, and he actually made it happen. It's actually really difficult for Hera now. Like, he has to queue up skirms. Okay, his skirms expected the counterattack back here. Never mind. He didn't realize the units would go through the middle. He should be fine. The T90, is Dave going to your wedding? And if so, what unit do you want him to dress up as? Dave is not dressing up as an Age of Empires 2 unit for my wedding. Much to your disappointment, chat. I'm not going to make Dave a freaking Teutonic Knight best man. I'm sorry. Here goes the archers and the skirms running away. Hera's tracked that very nicely. But Sebastian, if he could fight his way up this hill, just get to the flat grounds here. He's still got some chances. He actually has the villager lead. Look at Hera's idle TC time. Hera's had a lot of that this game. He shouldn't have any more of it, though. God, the amount of micro here is just insane. It's just insane. There's the hill for Hera paying off. That should be a dead mangonel. Sebastian needs to get another hit. And as he worries about that, he loses everything here. Horrible for Sebastian. And also over here, unable to break through. Hera will defend. Look at all the javelins that sliced and diced those units there. Hera, good engagements in Feudal Age, but it's never been about that. It's been about Castle Age and controlling this hill. And what Sebastian wanted was full crossbow here, and Hera just played skirm for long enough. And Hera about to get win number 2. I will donate T90. I mean, here's the thing. You guys actually would. If I set a dono goal or a sub goal for Dave to dress up as a Teutonic Knight for the wedding, I know this community would get more excited about that than many other things out there. But I don't want that. It's my wedding, you know, it's not an event. Oh, nice shots there from Sebastian. I mean, if you really want to make it happen, maybe you could warm me up to the idea, but unlikely that we end up doing that. Sorry, guys. Hera, I think to win this game, he needs to lock down the hill with a TC right now. He's done enough with the military. He's constant numbers here. There's so much micro, dude. Crazy amounts of micro. Now, Hera has to back up. I think a town center right here. Protecting the hill, getting access to that gold. He actually needs a town center on wood. So there's a town center on wood. Like, Sebastian, there's no long-term benefits to the corners on this version. There's no stone there or anything. Obviously, the benefit would be wood. But yeah, he has not been able to find an answer today. Is Dave your best man, T90? So, I'm a bit weird. I have 3 best men because I couldn't really choose one. So, we've got, like, the 3 stooges. That's not the most common thing ever, but whatever. That's what we ended up doing. That means if 2 of the best men are drunk, we still have 1 that can do the job. But all 3 are probably going to be drunk, so we'll make it work. Micro continues to be unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable. From both of them. Sebastian gets the clear up. But all he has is these mangonels now. So, yeah. In Brazil, it's common to have more than 10 best men? 10? More than 10? I thought with 3 it was clear, like, you know, there might not be a best. That could be a problem. 10? I don't even know if I have 10 friends. I'd have to start picking from Twitch chat. Maybe I have more than 10 friends, but I mean, 10 best men's crazy. GG, Hera wins the game. I was a little confused with Sebastian's opening there. Basically, back in Feudal Age, you get 2 options with this opening as far as I'm concerned. So, you play archers, and if you want to play on the map, basically play open, you mix in eagles. You go archers and eagles, you have a good combination against scouts and skirms. If you don't want to make the eagles, you just full wall your base right away. You sit back with archers and you play towards castle age timing. But like, he didn't full wall his base. So he didn't make the eagles, but then he didn't protect himself. And I know Hera was here relatively quickly, but it did feel like Sebastian was just taking his time. Did a lot of house walling instead of palisade walling. That's where Hera started to take some control. Now, Hera did have that one moment. I think he will regret taking that damage. But he still had a really good Feudal Age because of all the damage that a really good Castle Age time because of all the damage he did in Feudal. And then he was able to get the hill with the siege. This siege workshop was the game changer there. All right, we've got Arena. So yeah, lots of conversation. Some people like the 9 villager start. Some people don't like the 9 villager start. My opinion is 9 villager start comes with some downsides for some more strategic maps. For closed maps though, dude, it's completely fine. You're not going to see any Dark Age shenanigans anyways. So slightly faster start here. Hera actually deletes part of his wall. And Hera is Bohemians. Definitely going to be going fast castle. We got the Burmese for Sebastian. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, I lost track. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 relics. I know in the past they had a varying degree of relics. So like 5 to 7. I don't know if that's the case here or if it's 7 every time. But the Burmese should benefit because you know where the relics are. And suddenly you're like, damn. 7 relics? I could work with that. Sebastian got an H gold. GG, dude. Game is rigged against him. He got an H gold. I guess that could be a capital I as well. But with Hera already 2-0 up, the H gold does not spell... is not good signs here for Sebastian. Hera just pushing in his remaining deer here, so... T90, maybe we'd be blessed by knowing the names of your cats. Yes, I can tell you the names of my cats. One is named Bo, after Bojangles. And another one is named Hootie. H-O-O-T-I-E. Which is a bit of a unique name, but she's very loud, so it fits. She hoots, and she hollers a lot, so, yeah. I don't have... And in case anyone's worrying, I don't have my cats as my security question on anything. Obviously, I would be telling Twitch chat if that was the case. It's like, what's the name of your pet? What's the name of your favorite pet? You know? Andre says, what's wrong with the gold? I'm just joking, dude. I'm joking that it's shaped like an H, which is a problem because he's up against Hera, whose name starts with an H. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. Also has this gold if he doesn't want to take it. He does have 2 back golds. So if you were to get pressured, that's good. Hera's gold is a bit more on the front, but he does have the stone on the back. But I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of monks here. Sebastian really likes to go for the double monastery play. And Hera does as well. And Bohemians don't necessarily have very good light cap. If you had a good light cap bonus, you could play light cap against the monks. I think it's going to be monk v monk. And if it's monk v monk, the Burmese might be superior because their monk upgrades are cheaper. So this monastery technology is being 50% off is huge. Until heresy plays a role, because they don't get access to heresy. Hera does get heresy, but he has to pay 1,000 gold for it. But this is a pretty big upgrade in a monk war. But that's like, we're thinking down the line there. But I seriously think, like, they're both going to get devotion. Heresy's definitely something to consider at a certain stage. What's up, Artisan? Thanks for the 26 months. But yeah, chat, I am, we're talking about the wedding. I'm so pumped for the wedding, man. Next month is kind of our, like, bachelor party trip. But it's bachelor, like, it's the whole wedding party, so it's girls and guys, because we're all really close friends. No reason to do anything else. I'm pumped for that, too. But just, you know, spending times with my friends and family and, you know, celebrating and all that, I'm really excited for, so. Sebastian, what are you doing, bro? Classic case of a pro being too fast. You had your turkey scalding and he needed the food. That 100 food is so important, too. Well, I think he could still manage it, but that's kind of funny. The scout's out in the middle. Hera's going for Blacksmith Market as well. And, yep. Get ready for the monks. Get ready for the monks. Half says, I think it's so stupid that when the parties have to be gendered. Well, it just depends on the group, right? Like, I don't mind it if people have very different interests. But in my case, like, my partner is, like, able to kind of do it all. So, like, we like very similar things and like to go very similar places. And she's genuinely my best friend. So it's like, why would I want to do a cool trip without her? There's not a single reason why. In some cases, like, let's say you're really outdoorsy and your partner's not outdoorsy. Then it's like, okay, well, you're going to do an outdoorsy thing and your partner's going to stay at home and or whatever. But in our case, we have very similar interests and always, like, it's not a downside for her to be with the group. And that's the case for my friends as well. Like, my friends are like, we want her there. It's not like, oh no. Like, we all have that friend where it's like, there's the, oh no, that partner's going to be there. That's thankfully not mine. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Remember, guys, 9 villagers start, so the times you're looking at right now is not feasible in a normal game. So this is impressive, but also it's like, it's cutting off 3 minutes from the time because they start with 9 villagers here. Are you ready for it, guys? 3 villagers moving out. I think they all have a very special task and they don't want to share.
Okay.
They refuse to share. They all want their own monastery. They're greedy like that. You ready? Bam, bam, bam. Called it. Trio of monasteries in the middle. He did actually leave a hole into his base, which could potentially be an issue. Hera's waiting for the monasteries to be in the middle because that's the typical approach. But he doesn't expect the monasteries to be in between the relics like this. And now Hera sees the wall and he's like, wait a second. Some people would run in there, but Hera knows that that means he probably ran out. And now he sees the triple monasteries. At what point does Hera get heresy? Because it's so expensive. You obviously need a couple monks first. The Hera doesn't have any active food eco at the moment. He's just shifting everything onto gold. And a 4th monastery now for Sebastian. So yeah, the way this should go is an edge for Sebastian early because his monk techs are cheaper. So like devotion is a big swinger with the monk techs. And atonement and all that. Hera is getting devotion now. But then Hera gets both the gold mining upgrades for free. And he's going super heavy on gold. So res collected, I think, should be higher for Hera. Sebastian's added farms. Hera hasn't. Sebastian's going to get the relics, though, which adds gold income. So still, I don't think we've seen devotion on this side, right? Yeah, no devotion. Okay, I mean, atonement being this late is shocking to me. I can't believe that he didn't instantly click atonement. Also, not getting devotion right away is crazy as well. I swear, if Sebastian takes any engagements before these critical upgrades, I'm kind of going to lose my mind. It's just like such a basic thing that you would expect. Okay, atonement's in. Monks are going crazy. Hera's got 2 scouts all of a sudden, but he's going to run away because he doesn't want those scouts to switch back. And now he converted the scouts, but his monks aren't ready. And very hard to cast, guys. Very hard to cast. Devotion is not in for Sebastian. I don't understand. He must think he has it. Oh my god, that's just horrible. It's like rule number 1. You pick Burmese for the cheaper text. It's crazy. Because there's a little bit of RNG here. But with devotion being in, it's a huge swing. It's always tough for me. I don't want to be too brutal. But we're talking highest level Age of Empires. That's got to be something that's known right away. Still can swing back here. We have a pause. Maybe some lag or something. Well played from Hera, but also at the same time, it's like...
Yes.
Sebastian should probably know a little bit better than that. Okay, but now I think we're reaching the numbers where Hera could consider heresy. He's going to walk out and consider some rams to take down the monasteries. They both have devotion now, so now it's a matter of how much can they target. 2 of the scouts are going to be converted, potentially. Monks are getting converted. The scouts didn't actually end up getting converted after all. Okay, 1 of them did. I can't freaking cast this crap. Monks are everywhere. There's more monks for Hera, I think. 1 person gets a conversion. The other unit gets converted back. And voodaloo. But it's snowballing, man. It's snowballing because Hera got the early conversions. And Hera's scout's been doing pretty good here this whole time, even though he switched sides. Hera either queued heresy or queued a lot more monks. I can't tell which. But once the rams come out, that's really nice because you start to take down the monasteries. The scouts continue to switch back and forth. But the scouts are getting so many kills, dude. It's not just the conversions, but it's been the kills here from Hera. Oh, man. Guys, I was kind of rude to the guy earlier who was like, Hera 7-0. There were reasons. I wasn't trying to be rude, but I was calling him out as well because of his chat history. But 7-0 guy might be correct. And to be honest, I think what I wasn't expecting was the decision-making from Sebastian to be somewhat off in some of these instances. We have our expectations for what a player is going to do or not do. But yeah, that... You're going for the same strat. You have a technology which resists conversion. You don't research it. This is what happens. If Hera makes a mistake here, maybe it swings back, but you'd expect Hera to be able to get just as many conversions because he has just as many monks. Sebastian did have the surprise factor. Hold up. Hera's not exactly converting a ton. Hera's monks kind of standing around and not converting at the moment. He's got more monks on the way. Rams are taking down the monasteries. You know what? I'm not even going to speak. I'm just gonna show you this, and you guys enjoy, okay? Because what do I even say? I'll let you guys watch it uninterrupted. Okay, I'm back. Sebastian has turned it around a little bit, but Hera's about to get heresy, which means anytime his unit is converted now, it dies. And heresy should swing these engagements massively because he will gain monks and his opponent will not gain monks. So assuming Hera is able to actually click the units that don't end up, you know, that have faith, and he has a lot of them in here, and Sebastian does the same, it should still swing. Heresy normally wins you the monk war, and we're starting to see the result of that now. Again, I know it sounds bad that Hera loses units, but Hera isn't giving the opponent units, which is the key now. Not to mention that there's less monasteries for Sebastian anyways. And Hera's monk number is just way too damn high. And again, I think this is what makes Bohemians one of the best. They get the gold mining bonuses, which is better than everyone. But then they also have the all the monk tech trees. I think the best counter to Bohemians would actually be playing Teutons or something. And yeah, but the thing is, heresy takes a lot of time to get to because it's 1,000 gold and like a minute to research. But the starting engagement is just kind of unacceptable. Like, you have the cheapest monk technologies in the game. This is going to be monk v monk. I'm going to assume he didn't know what Hera was going to do. Like, maybe he thought Hera was going to go for just one monastery instead of 3 because he didn't see it. That's something I didn't factor in. But yeah, the first engagement was just so big. Like, Hera getting the siege workshop, Hera getting this whole position here is all because of a devotion not being in with the early engagement. So, yeah, that happened. Total conversion count that game was 57 for Hera, 49 for Sebastian. But once you get to heresy, completely swings the monk war. Sebastian's lead in that game was the relic golds, and the relics were going to be lost there. They did actually collect more gold because he got those relics. That was the map draft-wise that Hera should have won if you're playing at, like, absolute perfection, according to my knowledge of the civs. But Sebastian's going to need to get some wins on the board here at some point. So, all right. So I was wondering what seasons would look like because I haven't seen this yet. We've got Warlords 5 seasons here. We've got this massive river through the middle where there's quite a bit of fish. It looks like all the terrain, though, is passable by land units. I could be wrong. Like, maybe you can't walk here, but I think you can cross in some areas up here, through the middle. I'm curious to see what the pathing looks like. But this is a little different than earlier versions, if there were earlier versions, because I haven't seen this exact version before. Relic generation is interesting. We've got 3 relics on each side, and then you got the 1 relic in the middle. Wasn't there, guys, can you remind me, wasn't there a seasons map in the Empire Wars queue? Or am I thinking of something else? There was a very similar map, which only had the opening through the middle. There's the dock for Sebastian. Again, it's a play all 7, so they're going to be able to get, I think it's money per game. We're going to get 4 more games regardless here. Passage. Ah, yes, I was thinking of Passage, so this is different. The thing is, this looks so different than the thumbnail on Liquipedia. I remember a map called Seasons for Team Games, and it had, like, different seasons in every corner. But this isn't seasons, this is season. Because it's just the same everywhere. But, whatever. Let's not be too particular, shall we? We've got Sebastian dropping a fishing ship. And Hera hasn't gone for a dock yet, which is a little surprising. Then again, Hera's been galleys. He doesn't have the ability to dock quite as early. I think he will move out and dock here in a second. So the thing is, the season is random. The resources are random based on the season that is generated. Oh. Okay, so every time you play it, it's a different season. Well, that aspect I find interesting. I'm curious to know what the variance is for the resources. Our base says the other map gens will be icy and snowy and have more hunt, for example. Ah, okay. All right. Well, I mean, Hera's dock is late. So clearly this is a bit of a show match. It could have been up a bit faster there. So that puts Hera behind. Sebastian will be at 3 fishing ships before Hera has the first one. And I would say the Japanese are the more standard civilization here. But Bengalis get the additional vills. Bengalis have a really good late game. So I think if Hera can defend from any early pressure and survive, Bengalis can be really dangerous here. Okay, so I'm understanding the way of seasons. See, guys, I live in Florida. I don't have seasons. In Florida, we have super hot, omega hot, hot, and perfect. We don't really have seasons. I think in old Tosh bit, he was like, people like to say, why do you live in California? Don't you miss seasons? And he's like, I love seasons. That's why I live in an area that skips all the crappy ones. Obviously, Cali climate is a little bit different than Florida, but it's a very old Tosh bit. Yeah, they add in the humidity as well for Florida, so. Okay, scouts find each other here. Uptime will be very similar. So there's a clear opening here. I can't tell if any units can get through over here. Maybe right in front of Hera's dock, units can go forward. Hera going for some walls like he expects man-at-arms. Very nice walls if he can get them down, and he should, because it will take the militia some time to get forward. And Hera just happy to play it safe for now. Slightly behind because he was late on the fishing ships, though. Feels like Hera's plan is to play water and archers. But he hasn't even gone to gold yet. So even there, I would expect Hera to be on gold. But Hera can get away with being late on a couple of these things. Depending on how aggressive Sebastian is and where Sebastian pressures here. Yeah, what's the weather like for you guys right now, where you're watching from? So where I grew up, and where most of my friends and family are, is Pennsylvania. And it was like really warm, and then 5 days later, it was almost freezing temperatures. Very all over the place. Rainy, 27 Celsius. Okay. If you're hearing the smoke coming from my ears, that's me doing the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversions. For me right now, it's 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, I don't know what that is in Celsius. I'm very sorry. But it's very nice here. It'll start to get more warm, obviously, come the summer, but... Now, Hulk's on the water. We'll also see a fire there. I think Sebastian is added in the fire so he can destroy Hera's dock a little bit faster. Hera's added the archer range. Sebastian is going to opt for some big walls back at home. Yeah, you either add your own archers or you go for the walls. And you can't go for the middle approach. If you were to skip going archers and not be walled, Hera could get a counterattack in. Honestly, guys, this is the perfect example. I think Hera should lose this game based on the opening. The opening has been a little slow. His opponent's got the better civ for the map, at least for now. His opponent's pressuring Hera's fish. Sebastian's going to be walled. Like, on paper, strategy-wise, this has been so much better for Sebastian so far. Both players end up losing the scout there. But yeah, Hera's dock will be down. And that means more fishing ships can be added for Sebastian. And Sebastian should be walled here. He should be walled here. He's just not walled here yet, but I think his plan is to build an archery range there. Jersey says, hello from Pennsylvania currently. It's cold AF here right now. Yeah. I heard it. It's getting cold all of a sudden, so. Yeah, Hera will do his best to snipe those fishing ships, but it's going to be really tough against the Japanese. I'm a little surprised that Sebastian has gone for this much in the way of Hawks. Because I feel like, from what we're seeing, it's not necessary, but it's very easy when you're playing to feel like you need a little bit more, especially against a really good player. He's got 4 fishing ships versus 0. Well, I guess technically for Hera, it's 1. I don't know where it's going. What the? How did it get there? Okay, well, that guy's sneaking around a little bit, but now the dock is down, obviously, so. Yeah, I think Hera's opening was kind of lackluster here. But that might be okay, because this could be a very long game, and he might be content to just sit back and play the late game and see if Sebastian can break him. Sebastian doesn't have a lot of follow-up army, and there's no easy way to kill Hera off at the moment. 6 fishing ships is really nice. I'd like to see the fishing lines upgrade. You could argue it's not needed right now, but I think investing into that after you're on the way to Castle Age would be a good move. Feels like a very long game here. It's going to be very boomy. Now, Hera's archers move across the middle there. And Hawks are very weak against any form of ranged unit, so yeah, there's a lot of Hawks out there, and the archers could actually have some fun here if you're Hera. Fires, on the other hand, are a bit different. The fires are still pretty tanky. Now, Hera's Hawks are still around. Hera will just make Sebastian think twice about this. And yeah, again, it's weird, but you might actually need to add other ships here because Hera's archers could potentially advance across the middle. Someone says Hera's missing 2 sheep. Oh, true. I mean, he doesn't need them. At this point, you should just stay on the farms. He does actually know about them if he wants them. Guys, I think there's a timer for Warlords. I think they have a timer similar to Red Bull. But I don't know what in-game time it is. Maybe someone could tell me. Again, I played the other day some of these games. I've been practicing with some players who will play in the qualifier. And I saw a timer on the settings. But I think it's like the 90-minute mark or something like that. Hera's going to try and sneak some docks up. The thing is, from Sebastian's perspective, you should always have the whole shoreline patrolled. There should never be any chance that the opponent surprises you. But we are in a show match. This isn't the actual tournament. So all this standing around from Sebastian, really, it should be hard patrols on the front of the water so Hera can never retake water. Akoma says it's 90 minutes. Okay, so it's 90 minutes, and it's a 3 villager start, so the start's a little bit faster. That's a pretty long game. But yeah, it's similar to Red Bull, where whoever has the highest score ends up getting the timer. Or ends up getting the win. And yeah, okay, this has been spotted. So double dock from Hera. He does still have the archers too. I think he's convincing himself that he can use the crossbows against the Hawks. And there are a lot of Hawks out there. Interesting, Hera only has 50 stone. Did I miss something? Or they only start with... Do they only start with 150 stone on this map? That's weird. Why? Huh. Yeah, so both players started with 150 stone, which is why Hera only has 150. Sebastian builds a TC, and that's why he's at 50. Sebastian will get the warships upgrade, though, and is going to focus a lot on trying to push these docks back now. But he's got so many ships, and he's doing the right thing to go in for more like war galleys approach. In theory, I think the Hulk should sit back. Like, here's what I would do, chat. Obviously, I'm not as fast as Sebastian, but I think Hulk sit back. You have no benefit. They don't do any damage against the docks. They only die to crossbows. And you just use the fires and the galleys. And then if your opponent makes fires, then you use the Hawks. But yeah, you don't actually want the Hawks in there at all. And fires take down docks very quickly, so this is the correct approach. It's nice to see a player as fast as Sebastian do the same exact thing I was thinking there. Oh, but he overextends a little bit. Weirdly enough, he needs to take down the docks so these units can escape. Hera's still completely outnumbered here. Again, the economy for Hera is not necessarily that good. He does have some crossbows sitting here, which can't get through. And Hera's going to lose his navy. But still 10 fishing ships working for Sebastian. Not the most efficient ever, but still. And Hera's invested into these docks, and we'll lose the docks. And Hera hasn't gone for town centers yet. Hera should have no chances of winning this game. A little sloppy there from Sebastian, though. He jumps out with the skirms and loses everything. I think he expected he could get the kills there. I'm guessing he didn't micro it. I'm not sure exactly what transpired. T90, do you think timers will be commonplace in most S-tier tournaments going forward? I'm never putting a freaking timer in my tournament. Unless there's a LAN where we're going to get kicked out of the venue, like the Royal Albert Hall. I'm not inclined to do the timer. I think if you think really long games are an issue, you have to look at the map scripts. But I like a mix of long and short games. I think that's good for tournaments to have that. So, guys, Sebastian's getting a little bit distracted here. Like these 3 crossbows, I think have distracted him. Hera's docks haven't been fully taken out yet. Dubis says, I like the timers because long games are boring. Only hussars and wood. Yeah, but Dubis, here's the thing, dude. I think there's a lot of people who completely disagree with you. I think some people really like the average wood game. And I like all Age of Empires. I like a mix. I like really long games where it's like strategic on where are resources and how do you play it. Now, if every game went super long, that's a problem. But if it's like the occasional game, I'm okay with it. So, but you know, in the case of a LAN where you are in person, or any type of schedule, like there is a schedule even for online events. I can understand it if you don't want your schedule to be thrown off, I guess. Essentially, I think that's the logic. But, like, if you want games to end quickly, I truly believe you can look at the map scripts and say, what can we do to promote a little bit more map control and to promote more aggression, right? Like, this is never going to be a map that ends quickly, ever. So maybe they've looked at this map and they're like, well, okay, because of the map, we're going to add the timer. So. But I'm not saying I'm anti-timer either. Like, the timer makes a lot of sense. In some cases, and it's also good that it rarely goes to timer. So it's not like it's a very short time. We're still over an hour away from that. Hera's just going to walk through the middle. He's been able to get value that I would never expected. Denying that one dock actually hurt Sebastian's food eco a bit. And so Hera has tons of farms. There's nothing Sebastian can really do to kill Hera right now. He's just booming. Long term, I think playing like Halb, Skirm, Navy is all very, very strong here. So, and this time, Elite Skirm will be in and Armor will be in. So I think that Hera's crossbows will definitely end up getting sniped here. He also built a lot of houses on the shoreline, which he'll lose. Like, Hera almost needs sneak vills. I think he needs to be on the other side. He needs to go for some type of aggression there. Kind of tough if Sebastian's full patrolling the shoreline to get anything over there. But there's nothing from Sebastian yet. That might change here. But there's nothing to actually pressure Hera and kill Hera. He will go forward with a villager for the siege workshop. His skirmishers here are chasing back the crossbows. I like that Hera, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of other things to focus on. But he's making Sebastian work at this just a little bit harder than he would have wanted. And the fishing ships still give you a lot more value here. There's, from what I can see in this area, there's 2,000 food, which is insanely strong. Vil counts even, and Sebastian will also mix in farms. Hera also doesn't have wheelbarrow yet. That is on the way, but pretty soon he's about to be under some pressure here. And if Siege comes in on this wood line, Hera doesn't have any defense for that. No outposting for Hera, no vision here, really. T90, how much do you think Hera's reputation plays a part in his opponent's decision-making? The fear of overextending when it would be perfect moment to maybe push forward. So it depends on the player, but there's definitely player factor. And it's not just for Hera. But, like, I've seen situations where someone can go for the kill and get the job done against world number 1. And they don't trust themselves that they can ever do it. And so they don't, right? That's why the best players are the players that just go full send. Win or lose, at least they're like, they make a unit, they're using the unit. But also at the same time, those players tend to struggle because they lack patience in important moments, so. Hera thinks that's just a skirm attack, but the Mangonel's about to hop out. And Dimp is on the way for Sebastian. But it's the same, like, if I play, you view the game differently based on the level. So if I'm playing against someone who... Like, who's someone I played? Like, I played Sorakuma, for example, in a tournament. I'm a very good player, but Sorakuma is definitely better than me. So I based my whole strategy around getting damage done in key moments. And if I didn't get the damage done in key moments, I lacked all faith in having a chance, right? But the thing is like, Age of Empires isn't necessarily about key moments. It's about, like, the overall base of your strategy and stuff. So it's really tough. It's like you want those key moments, but it's like key moments into a lot of patience. I don't know. But to answer your question, yeah, people definitely... Like, strategically, Hera should never win this game. I haven't seen anything from Sebastian where he's, like, fearing Hera or anything. He's actually played the patient approach, which is perfect. And Hera tried what he felt was maybe the one thing to claw it back. So. But it was the same. When Viper was at the top, like, so many people would respect him too much in some instances, which I think is what you're saying. And then what ended up happening is, like, the people started to realize, like, oh, wait. Like, the second Viper was broken, he was taken off the throne once. People were like, wait a second. He is vulnerable in those situations. And then everyone slowly realizes maybe it is doable. So, at least in Viper's case, it was like once the floodgates were open, then things started to really change. Hera should be so dead. There's no way, there's no advantages for Hera. Like, Hera should be so unbelievably dead here. I was critical of Sebastian because I felt like his openings were, or his decision-making was a little rough in the previous games. For Hera here, his dock timing, it was as simple as his dock timing being late. I think his opening lacked a lot of commitment as well. Like, one dock when he had 400 wood. Could have easily been 2 dock. Could have easily been galleys, too. Hera is about to get trebbed as well. And there's going to be skirms on this side. I mean, this is... And his Civ doesn't get bombard cannon, so it's not very easy for him to push this either. We'll try and run away with this relic. He is slowly running out of space. I think for Sebastian, you've kind of done all the right things here. You have your ships patrolling the water. You're never going to allow Hera to get any relics or anything. He's actually stealing the relic from the middle. So we'll have 4 relics. And he's also built the military very close to put pressure on Hera right away. This is an example, like, if I get the lead that Sebastian had in this game against Hera, I'm going forward in Castle Age and trying to break him, and I don't focus on my economy. And then my economy's crap, and then Hera holds, and then Hera can bring it back. But Sebastian, even though it took an extra 30 minutes, he's done all the smart things, even deleting the fishing ships there. I don't mind that. You don't need the fishing ships now. They already gave you rewards. You need pop space for military at the moment. All right, where's Mr. 7-0? Where's the fanboy at? It was looking good for you, not gonna lie, dude. Again, my statement was, it wasn't that Hera wasn't gonna win. I said that that Sebastian's too good where he would get 7-0'd. He said 6-1 earlier. Is he already talking it down? Before the game even ended? Oh, dude. No way. At least commit. Yeah. Watch Hera turn it around. I mean, he does have access to every resource he needs. He's going to drop a castle on the shoreline here, which may or may not end up going up. Maybe he reclaims water. It is a lot of trebuchets, though. Would like to see Cataparuto in for Sebastian. Cataparuto would be a big help. Skirm War just continuing here. Hera does have the eco lead at the moment. Again, Hera has access to every single resource, so that's not too bad. Castle going up here for Hera. He'll take losses there. Maybe that goes up. Sebastian needs to bring his navy in, but he's probably not looking there. This navy not being full patrolled is an issue. Okay, I think he just noticed it. Hera is about to lose this castle. Yeah, Hera's castle will go down. His trebs will then follow as well, and that's really bad for Hera. Will this castle go up? 80%. He's taking big losses. 90%. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. But this castle goes down. Holy trebuchets from Sebastian, dude. He said trebuchets? Yes. Again, with Cataparuto as well, it's like, it's just kind of game over. Hera doesn't have any way to approach this. All Sebastian needs is cannon galleons, and this castle starts to go down. So I think Hera lacked a little bit of an idea. Not only was his opening a bit poor against a very smooth opening from Sebastian, but I think he lacked any idea on what he could do to turn this around. To be fair to him, I'm not really sure what to suggest, because the map doesn't give you a lot of comeback conditions. Hera is repairing like a madman with his trebuchets there, so I feel like I'm watching my uncle play right now. We have one player playing on, even though they're super dead. And then the player in the red has 10 trebuchets, and he's not stopping. It definitely feels like I'm at 400 elo watching my uncle play. Oh, elephant hype? Elephant hype? Armored elephant will die to the villagers. And Hera's Treb still going down. Samurai are going to loop around. Samurai can help. Hera does have more skirms. The elephant tanked a lot of shots there. The Samurai don't have good upgrades. This castle's going down. Hera's going to try and use a Treb against the cannon galleons, I guess. The Samurai need to get better upgrades here for Sebastian. I swear, if Sebastian loses this game, I'll be very surprised. I think he's got it. Yeah, Hera, here we go. Did he get it? Wow, Trebuchet actually took down a cannon galleon. Okay. Not bad. But he's now building a castle in the very corner of the map. Oh, dude. I mean, that castle's going to go down as quickly as it goes up for Hera. This castle, I'm not so sure, because Hera's being stubborn there. Hera really wanted the 7-0, I guess. And he calls the GG. Yeah, so again, there's a lot of times where I don't know if I'm being too harsh or not, but when we're talking top 10, there's been some aspects of this show match where it's reminded me this is a show match. Sebastian had some decision making that I considered to be a little bit off in the previous two games. For here, Hera's opening at the at the basic level of just the dock timing was really far off. And he opened archers, but he only had one dock. The archers didn't move out very quickly. It definitely felt like the players are getting used to the maps. But Sebastian, he drafted high for this. He picked Japanese very early, and he played like it. And again, good patience. If you try and play too aggressively in Castle Age there, Hera probably defends. But in Imp, with the water control, Japanese should be very, very strong there. More of every resource collected. Was able to collect 5 relics in the game. And finally, Hera drops a game. All right, game 5 in this play all 7. Now, this is a map that I think the players will remember from the previous version. And we've got Hera going for the early dock here. And again, 9 villagers start. So here's the thing. So I played this map like 6 times in practice with people. I really struggle with the 9 villager start personally to have the time to scout. Because you have to dock super early, and it's really hard to know when you can get the proper dock spot. So, like, Hera, for example, has gone for a dock here. He's hoping that dock is out in this area, but you don't have a lot of time to really get enough information. It's kind of a bit of a guessing game. In Sebastian's case, he gets the dock in a position where he'll be very happy. There might be some tricks there, because a lot of that's happening all at once. Now, the fish is pretty spread out over on this side, to be honest, so it's not like there's more fish. Could see infantry opening from both, but game happens very, 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 very fast here. What I like here, though, you don't have the scouting on where the opponent, like, is, per se, but you know if you just run through the middle and go across here that they're likely going to be there. So the downside with not having as much time to scout is not as big of a factor with that in mind. Yeah, what's the map look like if you look at the mini map? I don't know. Someone asked. I'm staring at it way too much. And I'm not feeling very creative. Someone says a toe thumb? Someone says a handbag. A handbag? A barbell? Ooh, I see a kettlebell. A kettlebell or a bottle opener? Ah. Okay. All right. I like kettlebell and bottle opener. That's good. I don't know if it looks like this every time. Here comes Hera. And in the middle, you've got some deer, some berries. Some players will go to the middle here. Also, lots of gold, but there's plenty of gold around the outside as well here. I would kind of expect Hera to always want to play 2 docks here and skip the infantry opening. Feels like that's the case for Sebastian as well. But both civs have very dangerous man-at-arm play. So I think we're talking any other players, they're definitely going for the infantry. Hera runs directly into the town center and takes some damage, which does hurt. When Sebastian's walking out this way, almost feels like he wants the second dock from the middle, which is unique. Someone says that a Cyclops map. I kind of like that. Has anyone here ever seen the Cyclops bit from Whose Line? But it wasn't the old Whose Line. It was like the new Whose Line. It might have been a different show. No. I think it was like Drew Carey's Improvaganza or something. But it was Colin and Ryan from Whose Line Is It Anyways? A Diclops, I think is what it was. Oh my god, it was so funny. Anytime someone mentions Cyclops now, I think of that. You definitely need to look that up if you guys want to laugh. They're basically, we're given a scenario. They had to like come up with scenarios on the spot, and they're obviously so good at improv. It was so good. And Triggy says, I have analyzed the first 7 minutes of this game. By 7 minutes, I can tell with 100% accuracy who will win. Hera will win this match. Okay. So Triggy has done the analysis. Didn't analyze that Hera was going to lose a villager. And didn't analyze that we were going to have 3 docks for Sebastian before the 3 docks for Hera. Hera's going for galleys. It is a fire opening for Sebastian. So not bad for Sebastian, but game's obviously far from finished. We're just going to have a whole lot of boats. And here comes the fire. In theory now, Hera should want to make a Hulk. Nice thing for Hera, though, is his fish are safe down here. They're not working very efficiently long term, but they're still safe at least, which is something. Yeah, very big analysis to predict that Hera is going to win. I respect the effort there and the energy. Nice micro from Sebastian. Oh, man. He says, analyze this, dude. Analyze my scout blocking your galley. Damn, that wasn't bad. Hera's still committing to the galleys here. He is getting fletching now. I haven't actually seen anyone hard commit to galleys against feudal age fires with Armenians yet. Yeah, Hera losing, or rather killing that scout could end up being really good. Look at the way Sebastian micros here. He wanted to run behind them there. Again, Hera still not mixing in any Hulks. Sebastian going for the mill back at home. Hera will probably do the same very soon. They're running out of the water buffaloes there. And Hera's scout goes down as well. So both scouts are dead. Galley for Hera is going to get chased down. And Sebastian is actually going to mix in his own galleys. I think he's mixing in his own galleys because he's expecting Hera to go Hawks, but Hera's refusing to. Hera is just going to go for the galleys. That galley will be dead. And Hera's still getting pressured here. The new fires are very good against galleys. Nice pressure from Sebastian. Nice micro from Sebastian as well to back away with the fire galley there. Maybe the key here for him is going to be taking down the docks, though. Like, Hera's docks being over here makes it really brutal for him to repair and balance. Honestly, Sebastian's having the better game here. His eco's been very smooth. Choice of military is still to be seen, I think, though, because Hera does still have a decent amount of galleys. He's got some weak ones in there, but he was able to save them. But that's not it, man. Oh, God. And the problem is, guys, his dock's going to go down. Like, this dock can't even be repaired if there's galleys back here. It's becoming a problem for Hera that he's going to lose his docks. But one dock will be replaced with another. These galleys run off. They're being tracked, which is well played from Sebastian. That's not easy. Sebastian will see the Hawks, but this is why he added galleys. He doesn't have fletching yet. Dock is still producing for Hera, which feels important. So it doesn't really matter. Like, sure, it's weak, but it could still do the job that he's hoping for. And still, we don't have the fletching upgrade for Sebastian. Sebastian's probably convincing himself he doesn't have the food, but he's got a lot of vills in queue, or he had a lot of vills in queue. Now he's got to fix that. Hera's galley mass is looking pretty dangerous. Mata Dragon says, can it be said that Hera's weak on water maps? I don't think he's necessarily weak in any map, but if he was weaker on one, it would probably be water maps. Especially with new water balance, there's a lot to figure out there, so yeah, I've always felt that, like, when he plays hybrid maps that incorporate water and land, he typically wants to play land as quickly as possible. But then when you have maps that have a ton of water, he will hard commit to water like he is now. I think Castle Age is going to be the big conversation next, but neither player has the perfect economy. I think the big thing for Hera here is the fact that he's losing his docks. It's not cheap. He's got 2 docks down here. He's about to lose this one. So now we've got 3 dock production from Sebastian against 2 dock from Hera. Still think that Sebastian, if you're going to make galleys, I think you need to have fletching on them. Hera is playing old water balance style where he just makes one ship and makes a lot of them and hopes that's going to be enough. With ranged units, that definitely can be. And Sebastian, like, he made the galleys, and now he just doesn't seem like he cares about the galleys. It's like the galleys were a mistake. He's just let them die. Very wasteful. If that was 5 fires, it's a different situation here. I think the reason he does that is because he was expecting Hera to add Hawks, and then Hera never added the Hawks. Hera just stayed on galleys. So a bit of mind games, perhaps. Market for Hera to balance out his res to click up. Sebastian doesn't have the blacksmith. He never went blacksmith, so he doesn't have the buildings to click up. He's building the archer range, so he will be up, but not as quick as he could be. We have more analysis in chat. They said, I've analyzed the first 16 minutes of this game. By 16 minutes, I can tell you with 100% accuracy that T90 is casting this game. Damn. 100% accuracy. Are you sure, though? There's been a couple glitches. That could be an AI version. Real T90 could be elsewhere right now. Have we seen if Real T90 is actually in Age of Empires 2? Are you sure he's not playing Halo 2 campaigns with his friends right now? Just listen for it. You might hear a beep boop boop. It might not actually be what you think. Sebastian backs away, or rather loops around here to take down this dock, but then Hera comes all the way back to deal with this. That is a big, massive galleys from Hera. And he's going to have the fires in front. Sebastian is going for archer ranges to make some land army, but, like, What's that land army going to do if Hera does lock down the water and all of these crossings? We've got 6 farms here. We've got soon 4 farms here. Really close game, though. Really close. I think this is one where you need to rush to university for both. In Sebastian's case, he needs to get the speed upgrade and the pierce armor upgrade. In Hera's case, you probably need ballistics and the speed upgrade. And obviously, you get the warships upgrade from your dock. But we are seeing a lot of boats. Thank you, We Ride Pterodactyls, for the 26 months. Welcome back. He says there's only one T90 and it's the fake one. I haven't actually looked to see if the fake one's been active. He probably is, though. Sebastian's gonna make elephants? Oh, dude. Well, if he has the balls to just run through, Hera's in a world of hurt. And Hera's gonna be focused on water. So yeah, if he just gets into Hera's base, Hera would have to drop a monastery and go for monks, I guess. Warship's upgrade is in that dock. Sebastian will complete it. Sebastian's got his fires here, and he's got his fires here. Hera might need to turn around. 3 different groups of fires from Sebastian. They're all split up, but that can also be a downside, because if you get caught off, you lose a whole group, then you're really struggling for the numbers. And yeah, that's exactly what's happening. But now the elephants are running in. Just passing. Hera's committing an awful lot to this. He'll chase this down. He'll obviously get the kill. That's too big of a numbers lead for Hera. But now, here come the elephants. What's up, Hera? How you doing, bro? That's super annoying for Hera. But they don't have fletching. I can't believe they didn't have even fletching. Well, they killed one vill. Also he took down one of Hera's docks. That villager's like, I'm an elephant. I can do this. He's dead. Ambitious. Sebastian has 3 town centers, and he does have the food in the middle, so that should help producing from the town centers. Long term, guys, like another map that doesn't end very quickly. So getting those town centers up early is really important. Sebastian still has so many fires. He does have another group here. They're going to find each other. Hera got siphons, though, so he's got the charge attack, so he'll win that fight. And Hera's also winning this fight. Hera, a bit weaker on economy, but he is winning water, which should have a lot of value here. And he's got his monks out to chase down these elephants now. Sebastian had to choose town centers or university upgrades, and he chose town centers. The university upgrades was the only thing that would have given him a shot to recover here. Not horrible, the way this is going, but... He did kill a monk over here and lost an elephant. Yeah, Hera has invested so much more into the military. And staying on galleys was really smart. In theory, Hera could fish now. You could go up to like 6 to 8 fishing ships, but there's not a lot to fish out there. And pretty soon there's going to be 0 docks for Sebastian. Ooh, it seems like Sebastian has his select all TC hotkey, sending villagers to and from the starting area to the middle. I'm seeing a couple vill bodies on the shorelines there. That's a little wasteful. He's going to fight this because he wants to build up an attack from here. And there's the siege workshop, which obviously Hera won't see. They used to be friends with this guy. But somewhere along the lines, he decided to betray them and choose the blue color. They didn't want to kill him. They still don't want to kill him, but they have to kill him. It's a real sad state of affairs. But he's always been a fighter, so he will fall back towards a monk to heal up. Maybe he'll convince these elephants to switch back. Nice forward thinking from Sebastian to not have a lot on the shoreline. Because if the war galleys could range a lot, that'd be a problem. Elephants run in. A Hera will bring another monk over. But yeah, siege push is going to begin. Honestly, I don't really like a siege push against Armenians when they have the monastery, because they can just add a warrior priest, and they could just kill it. Or they could always go for the monk upgrades, too. Oh, can they kill him? Can they kill him? Oh, dude, it's 21 HP. But they're also getting converted. Mangonel. Oh, he's 2 HP. 2. Monk is weak as well, and Hera did not notice this. Nice play from Sebastian. Hera's monk, he's old, but he used to be an extreme athlete when he was younger. Can he get away? Now he's dead. Should have kept up with his workout routines, but what are you going to do? He got busy with life. Monastery to shut down the push a little bit. Good resistance from Hera. Still no sneak docks. And I'm still seeing this. Like, this town center is sending villagers to the middle. And I think villagers are still dying. I'll keep a closer eye on it now. But you can't be doing that if you're Sebastian. We're about to see why I don't really like a siege push against Armenians. You could just place down a church. You can go for redemption. Okay, never mind. Hera loses another monk. Sebastian is banking up stone. And maybe what he'll do is he'll dock... sorry, not dock, but castle here. And if you castle here, you could control the middle, but also maybe redock on the front of Hera's base. And hold up, Sebastian's pushing. Remember what we said in the previous game about, like, taking the fights to Hera? That's what we're seeing from Sebastian. The micro is actually unbelievable. That attack round was really good. He got more value than I think anyone would have ever expected there. Hera does convert the 1 full HP elephant, though, and he knows it. But... yeah, Sebastian still has this corner controlled. Sebastian still has the eco lead. And Hera's still under pressure, and Hera wants to go there? What? Well, Hera doesn't know any of that, I guess. He doesn't realize there's freaking 30 villagers in the middle. Hera's still in and out of this church right now. I'm pretty sure Hera thought that this push was gonna stop. But it's not stopping. Oh, man. Okay, 1 mangonel converted. Sebastian gets the kill immediately. Elephants are going after the monk, though. That should kill another monk. Hera's investing a lot of resources into defending a side push, which I thought would do nothing. Or not do nothing, but, you know, eventually just hit a wall. He is gaining a pretty large elephant army, though. That's going to be the issue for Sebastian. He's still repairing here. And Hera's going for a town center here. TC war. Sebastian just needs a castle. Like, so this is going to go up from Hera. But Sebastian just needs to castle that, in my opinion. Just castle right here. Yeah, take that down. It's actually, in a weird way, very good from Hera because, yeah, this is the ideal castle spot for Sebastian. And he can't place it there because the TC's there now. Wow, look at that from Hera. You see his uptime? Sebastian had already clicked. That's the Imp TC, by the way. Oh, my God. But yeah, Hera's on the way to Imp. They're both going to build a castle here. I'm a little worried for Sebastian's Imperial Age time. I think he did enough here. If he can just keep these buildings up here, you basically box Hera out from these resources for a long time. But man, guys, if Sebastian loses Imp, that's going to be so bad. Remember, Bodkin's already in. Here, I think the monks ended up going down. Sebastian with the quick walls. Saving the villager as well. Well played. Does he make it to Imp? Yes or no, chat? 1s or 2s? If he makes it to Imp, he'll have Trebs before Hera. If he doesn't make it to Imp, it's over. Obviously, Trebs before Hera doesn't mean he wins the game, but I mean, he's still got a better economy than Hera. Only thing he's missing is the relics, but one of those relics Hera got for free. And he's still hard committing to the elephants, way more than I think anyone was expecting. Bro, okay, I think he'll make it. He'll make it. I've done the math. Hera's gonna go here. Oh, I love that play. I especially like it considering what we know. I still think there's an argument to go for a second castle here, and then you go 2 castles versus 1. Sebastian will probably react with his own castle. I don't know if he saw the vills or what, but he just bought a castle, and now what does he do? There's Hera. Sebastian will go for his own castle there. Okay. Crazy game. First Treb's out for Sebastian. Sebastian's still able to take some of this gold in the middle. Hera can't take this gold. In theory, he runs dry on gold at some point. Obviously, in practice, though, that's still going to take some time, and he can sell wood and food and stuff. And he can make dramens from the water, which should be very valuable here. Hera's making a treb from the forward castle. Sebastian needs to make one here as well, and he is. Sebastian actually has a little hill here, which could be nice. And he killed off the trader elephants. Hera, 7 on gold at the moment. Okay, where's former 7's easy 7-0 for Hera guy? Now 6-1 for Hera guy. Is that individual here? Would you like to make a statement? Do you have faith in your 6-1? As elephants are running into Hera's economy. Hera does not have any real defense for these elephants, and the elephants can continue to run in. Hera will lose this castle. Hera could lose this castle, though Sebastian doesn't have any stone, and he's not repairing at the moment. Sebastian not having ballistics has led to some really painful scenarios this game. Like, ballistics would be huge. He is going for chemistry, though, so he wants bombard cannons. And Hera's trebs all are going to focus in on this castle now. Initially, he took down a town center. That was a nice find there. Hera loses the middle, but how big of a factor is that? And Sebastian can't or doesn't know about that gold, so it's not like Hera's going to lose that. Bombard cannons are going to be on the way for Sebastian here in a second. Hera's monks have block printing, so he can focus on conversions again, but that is quite a few elephants. And Hera's castle, Sebastian out of stone. Actually, has no stone available now, which is really, really bad. There's probably some stone around, but he just isn't able to mine it. Yeah, there's stone here, but he's not taking it. Castle down for Sebastian. Bombard cannons are on the way. I think Hera's going to end up losing this castle as well, though. Most likely, Hera's castle goes down. That's 3 trebs on the hill. Okay, so castles are down for both there. Hera is castleless at the moment, but he converted a bunch of Ellies again. So that's not too bad. Bombard cannons for Sebastian here, though, can now take Hera's trebs, and Hera doesn't actually have any monks here. So with no monks here, he can't convert anymore. The monks are still back here. They're obviously doing very well, but Hera's losing all of his trebs. These are expensive losses, man. Horrible losses for Hera as well. I don't think he even noticed. Okay, he noticed right there. He'll have to back away. Oh my god. Hera's gonna go for a castle there. There's trebs coming this way, though. Sebastian's like, all right, go ahead. You build that. I've got the trebs ready for it. Hera backs away towards the middle where Sebastian could notice. I don't know about that, Hera. That was so good from Sebastian to go this direction with the trebuchets. Hera should bring dramens in. Dramens will be on the way. Some of the treb shots actually hit the vills there. Meanwhile, elephants and bombard cannons are fighting back against Hera's navy. But yeah, Hera's dramens could be the answer for these trebs. More docks from Sebastian. Again, where's the 7-0 for Hera guy, formerly 6-1 for Hera guy, or currently 6-1 for Hera guy? Are you here? Because I really like Sebastian's position. Hera's dropping a castle here. Hera's dropping a castle here. The elephants are there, though. The trebs are kind of exposed as well. Hera's taking some big losses here. And Hera also doesn't really have the navy he once did either. Right? Like, he's lost a lot of his navy. There's going to be some actual navy from Sebastian. Sebastian doesn't have a lot of stone to repair his castle. He is taking down one of the trebs, though, which gives himself some time. I'm not sure exactly what to call this, but it's happening. The key, though, the absolute key, is that the castle's still staying up for Sebastian. Hera's taking a lot of losses, too, and Sebastian can actually make navy. Like, if Sebastian starts to swing around with fires, all these ships end up going down, and it becomes a very different game. Both players trying to take this gold. Hera currently has more elephants on screen than Sebastian does. But Hera's eco, I think, his game plan has kind of gone out the window. He was super heavy on water. The water control didn't control the map, and it didn't control the resources, right? And so now, he's going to lose control. Very sad for Hera as these mule carts all go over to the golds. He's got a mule cart for every villager. Sebastian's bombard cannons will walk in towards the middle. The Trebs able to come right back over here as well. Hera will lose another castle. And pretty soon, Sebastian is going to be able to focus all of his resources on water, which if he takes, he can then use cannon galleons and win the game. Sebastian had a rough start to this series, has won 2 straight now, and honestly incredible because Hera had the score lead the whole game. We've all seen Hera in that scenario before where he's got the big military lead. He's going to figure it out. Like, he's going to make it to Imp. He's going to use his military advantage. But he was, I think, really disrupted with the side attack. And he wasn't exactly sure how to handle Sebastian being in the middle. I think he had an option to double castle the middle. The forward castle here might not have been the play. Maybe you actually go castle here, castle here. It's 2 castles versus 1. You full clear the middle. And then you give Sebastian these other areas. And just assume that once you take the middle, you'll be good. But, yeah, fun series. Interesting game. And that's 2 games on water maps where Sebastian's been able to get the edge with these long-term transitions. More of every resource except for stone there. I think for Hera, it's very hard for me to say exactly what he could have done differently. Basically, he hard committed to water, won the water, but that's why he fell behind in eco. Very, very fun game. I like those games where you have a mix of like water, boom, and land. But a lot of times you might not see that, guys. You might not see the buildings here in the south. I think this was the key for Sebastian. This kind of set up everything else. It put Hera under pressure. Hera couldn't easily expand. And then Hera was unable to really push the middle and do everything else in the way that he wanted to. So, all right, here we go. Here we go. We got a nomad start, and they started with, I guess it's 9 vills, right? So Sebastian wanted to TC there. Hera was like, I'm taking that spot with the Spanish. And now we got Sebastian going this way. I guess this map is appropriately named because it's called Mirkwood. And the water is very murky. Ugh. Do not take a dip in this water. It does not look safe. It looks like they're dumping the town waste into this water here. But it does, other aspects of it look very nice, I suppose. TC's up for Hera. He's up a little bit faster, so that's maybe half a villager lead for him. And then we've got Sebastian. He's gone for the Berbers and has the stone right here. So 9 villagers start. Everything happens a little bit faster here. With the 9 villager start, it is more likely you're going to encounter things with your villagers on the way to your town center. So Hera's found the stone. Hera, oh my god, Hera did go for a really awkward dock. Honestly, as far as docks go, if you're in this little area, typically you're not going to get too deep fish, so that could have been worse. For gold, Sebastian is... Ugh, where's he supposed to go for gold, dude? I mean, his best gold is right next to Hera there. That could be an issue. Hera doesn't see that, or the stone. So Hera actually sees stone and gold back here. There's elephants on this map, so a little bit more food than boars. And looks like there's quite a few of them. So yeah, Mirkwood is basically nomad. Nomad with a couple chickens. There's not too many chickens on the map. But I would expect between these 2 players to see a fast castle. Usually you're scouting the shorelines to find out where the opponent's dock is. So if Sebastian finds that, he'll know that the fish is really far away, which means that his fish would in theory be a bit safer. Honestly, I really like camel archers against conquistadors, but conquistadors have the edge early. Camel archers have the edge long term. So it is a it depends scenario in terms of the matchup. In the low numbers, conquistadors basically shred everything. Yep, he's scouted with the chicken. Some people wonder what came first, the chicken or the egg. Could the egg do that? I don't think so. I've never seen an egg scout an enemy dock before. So I think we have our answer. Hera's coming a long way here. And should be fine with a little bit of house tricking to bring in that rhino. So he's got 2 so far. Would really like to see him get a 3rd, but he doesn't seem to notice any. I think Sebastian's on 2 as well, to be honest. Oh, but he sees this, so that would be 3. And if he sees this one with this chicken, that would be 4. So that could be 4-2, unless I'm miscounting. Dave, thanks for the 90 months, dude. Dave said this map looks like Cleveland. Cleveland's like, why has he mentioned me? Cleveland's just here having a good time. And Cleveland gets dropped. Rip to Cleveland. Like to see all the scouting from Sebastian. Obviously, he might have found a couple extra chickens, but he's done a really good job using them. It's a pretty nice looking map. You can't tell if there's more or less fish than standard nomad. What's unique about it is how you can walk out here. So I think like fish booming isn't going to be nearly as strong as going land units because land units can actually run out here. Like conquistadors can come raid your fish now. But Sebastian might not want to play that type of style. Maybe with how little map control he has, maybe he feels like he needs to go and do something else. Hera will drop the mill there. That is as much for the deer as it is just to have that mill for later on so we can build the market. And they're both going to click up. Sebastian just has to get the mill. You need the mill if you're going for a market. Sometimes if you have so much food, you're not going to remember the mill. Lots of fishing economy for both right now. What's up, Lieutenant Crackers? Oh, it works now. So, Lieutenant Crackers, do you know what happened? Thanks for the 4 months. Guys, Twitch wouldn't actually let him subscribe. But the kicker was you couldn't even gift him a sub. It was super weird. It wasn't like I banned him or anything. I didn't find out what happened. It was just a payment problem. I thought it was so odd how other people couldn't gift you a sub, though. That makes me think it was an account problem. Like, maybe you were still technically subscribed and it just wasn't showing you. Anyways, welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, Dante? Thanks for the 26 months. Yeah, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, you've got a Prime, I'm not going to complain if you drop it. Not on stream, anyways. Off stream, I might cry about it a little bit. Cry myself to sleep sometimes. It's a real big problem, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Crazy. Sebastian hasn't gone to stone yet, which would have been the expected build. Hera knows he ran this way because those initial villagers walked right past the TC. I guess Sebastian could overload onto stone right away after clicking up. I've seen these situations before. When the players are close together, the Spanish dominate. And Sebastian has very little land to work with here. Thank you, MapClick Randall. What's up, Cigar? Welcome. Artis is, why do streamers value Prime subs over regular subs? Well, regular subs pay more as a whole. So that's not really true, but it's more likely that someone... It's more likely that there's people sitting here who would subscribe if they remembered they had the free sub available. And I just need to remind them. Than people who are already enjoying the stream, who really want to support the stream, who, you know, would need to pay for one, right? So it's just like, the reason I'll mention Primes a little bit more is for that reason. But we've actually had a lot of just straight up new subs today, which, again, actually goes a little bit further than the Prime these days. So thank you. Yeah, so Sebastian goes to stone now. And he's actually, this is funny, he's actually walling, so he really wants to get a castle on this hill so he could take the gold. But I think if you see that, if you're Hera, and he clearly sees it, you could still just castle here, deny the gold, and then you can take your own gold. Like, Hera's got to understand what Sebastian's going to do with these walls. And Spanish build faster, so, like... I mean, the other option you could have if you're Hera is you could just castle here, which would shoot the TC down, but then you don't deny the gold and you don't protect your base. So I think you need to castle here. I think the decision's very easy for Hera. You just cannot allow Sebastian to take that gold. If Sebastian can't take that gold, could be different. Ooh, Sebastian saw him walking this way. And Hera's gonna... There's a hole! And Hera's gonna try and take the hill, and Sebastian drops a gate. He blocks it. Now Hera drops his castle. And now what does Sebastian do? Hera says, my hill, slightly faster to Castle Age. Honestly, can all go back to the slightly faster town center. Right? Like, slightly faster TC, same build, slightly faster castle. And I still think the better position on the map because he's in the middle, and Sebastian got forced out to the side. Sebastian can see this gold, he can see this gold. So I would say you build your castle. Okay, he sees that gold. Oh, God. Hera should honestly just look to see where he can get gold now. Hera missed this one. He sees this one. Oh, boy. That's going to be a real problem for Sebastian. Camel archers only cost wood and gold. Conquistadors cost food and gold, but the fishing ships are still there for Hera. And they're on the far side of the map. Hera kills the villager with that conquistador. Not sure where she was going. I would die here. That's probably not a surprise to you guys, but I would be dead here against Hera. I don't think you have any win condition. This is what Nomad does. Nomad giveth and Nomad taketh away. Hera's like, wait a second, there's a mining camp. But even having to run is really bad, right? Like, just having your villagers not working really hurts. Eventually, camel archers can get ballistics. But for now, that's not possible. And Hera running around with the conquistadors. He's ready to feast. And very little gold income for Sebastian. It says he has 6 on gold. They've actually come back? That's funny. I would never do that there, right? I would still just run around. But I guess you have to take the risk. Now, Hera's not expecting him to go back there. The conquistadors should go right back to that gold. But Hera's maybe thinking that Sebastian's on another gold. Bodkinera's in for the camel archers now. But that means they match the range of the conquistadors. It doesn't mean they outrange them or anything. And the conks do... the camel archers rather do 9 damage. There might be some bonus damage at play. But the conks do 16 damage. So, I mean, conquistadors... more expensive. But just the better unit right now. And oh man, is Sebastian struggling. Hera's just going to pass over this way. Sees the fishing ships as well. And Sebastian is already cursing this game. Just the start of it. He wanted a TC right there. And Hera was there already. And then he's just been squeezed up against the edge of the map this whole time. I think all that's missing for this game to end would be Hera going over to the gold again. He's convinced himself that maybe there's sneaky gold elsewhere or something. Very well played from Hera with the farms. As the fish are going to run dry, he's taking the hunt, he's taking the berries. See how he can kind of expand to the back of his base? Sebastian doesn't have that option. There's only murky water over here. And he has towered this. Hera checking the shoreline with that weak conquistador, which is a nice touch. And now the conks are going to go here. You just dive the tower. You could just sit underneath the tower and those villagers can never work. Ballistics is on the way. So there is going to be that for the 4 camel archers. Yeah, the TC spot was really bad. Like, if we're talking like 50th player in the world versus 55th, I think there's a little bit more variability in what can happen. But we're talking like 1 versus... where would you guys put Sebastian right now? 5? 6? Let's really underrate him and call him 10. But like 1 versus 10... and with this matchup, like those minor differences make all the difference. So they actually they had Yo, Leary, Viper, and who am I missing? Hera, of course, as invited to the main event of this tournament. So they don't have Sebastian in the top 4, but I don't know exactly by what basis they invited those players. It might have been the previous Warlords edition. But who would you say is playing best Age of Empires right now? Sebastian or Yo? I would say Sebastian. And I think the last 2 tournaments maybe give some evidence of that. TTL and Red Bull. But Yo's obviously a beast. And Yo's typically a bit weaker at the start of the year for whatever reason, so... Okay, now the Camel Archers are looking good. That's why you pick this Civ. That's not bad. Unfortunately, the gold is going to be an issue again. And more Conquistadors are on the way. And the ram there from Hera was a nice touch. T90, they probably don't want to miss out on the Chinese viewership. Nah, that's not it. I'm sure... Like, don't speculate like that when the information's probably out there. I can't look it up. It's probably what the performance from the previous event or something. I don't think it is a basis for Chinese viewership. Yo is... It's a top 16 main event, so even if Yo wasn't invited, Yo would probably make it in through the qualifier anyways, right? Yo is runner-up. Yeah, if Yo was runner-up last Warlords, that's probably the basis. So, well played from Hera there. I do want to go back to the start. Like, really well played from Hera, actually, to recognize that if he got the castle here, Sebastian would have problems. But, like, let's look at this from Sebastian's perspective. You start with 3 different groups of vills. You want a wood line and you want a TC, right? So he's like, all right, I need a wood line and I need a TC right away. He's looking, he's looking, he's looking. Now, maybe he wanted this anyways. To me, it looked like maybe he was considering there. Hera's already there, and he finds it with 3 vills. So Hera getting that TC foundation a little bit faster does change the game. Now, there's an argument that Sebastian shouldn't have actually done that. Shouldn't have built the dock right away. But I guess Hera did as well. Anyways, Sebastian's spot just sucked. Right? Like, he's literally on the edge of the map. He's got no space. And then you're up against maybe the #1 nomad civ. You're really going to struggle there. So yeah, Hera, quote-unquote, wins 4-2. He wins if it was a best of 7, but it's a play all 7, so we have one more game, which is nice. Okay, Skukuza, welcome, game 7. This is Skukuza, but it's a slightly new version. I could have sworn there used to be berries in the middle before, but I might be wrong. Obviously, there's tons of hunt. I don't know how all these zebras and ostrich got here, but they're here. And Sebastian is going to go for an early barracks. Hera is going to go for the lumber camp. Remember, 9 villagers start. You start with a lot of economy, and Sebastian says boar, question mark? And there is actually no boar on this version. Oh, that's different. That really hurts Sebastian's build. Oh, boy. Yeah, so they changed the map. This is a show match. But if I were... Like, I was assuming we'd see the same exact map that we had before. There's no boars now. Sebastian just says thank you. A boar really helps you squeeze out that 2nd and 3rd militia. Essentially, the strategy for Sebastian is you completely deny Hera from pushing the hunt. But you have to deny quickly. Like, every push that Hera gets increases Hera's chances that he can just make his barracks at a normal time anyways and push this back with his own militia. I did this against Sorakuma, and my militia were attacking vills. It was 3 HP. Oh, that's so bad. That's actually game ending. Oh, God, the flashbacks. Oh, the flashbacks. No, why? The pain is coming back. Anyways, I knew Sorakuma was going to be out here with vills, and I was blocking and doing my best, and I took 1 vill down to 1 HP, and it survived, and another vill down to 2 HP, and it survived. And then your eco's an absolute disaster area, so you're, like, really hoping on the damage. I think Hera's fairly happy with this, though. He got enough food underneath the TC, and if he can get enough food to click up and go feudal age, he can get archers very, very quickly. This build for Sebastian, you're typically a Dark Age for a very long time. Look at Hera now. He's trying to get one last zebra. Now, I don't think Man-at-Arms is doable for Hera. Barracks this early would typically mean Man-at-Arms. I don't think that's achievable at all. Because you're not going to have the food for that. But if you want food income for vills, you have enough here. And then maybe you can take the berries. Hera bringing a villager this way, actually. Is he going to push it with the vill? Watch this from Sebastian's perspective. At what point does he realize that other zebra's moving? That's so good. That's so good. I actually love that. Because Sebastian's super fixated on the scout, and Hera's like, one more zebra. And maybe with that extra zebra, he can justify going for militia and man-at-arms. Sebastian's been able to work out the build to get a lumber camp. Is coming to the middle now to mill the food, which is obviously fantastic. But if Hera has man-at-arms, and that's still a little bit of an if. I don't think his eco's perfect, but he'll probably manage it. Man-at-arms can find villagers for the taking in the middle. But overall, I think the build's actually been really well played from Sebastian. I thought he would struggle more without the boar. The big thing was going to be the feudal age time now. I think both players actually played this insanely well. Both builds are completely at the limit. You make any mistakes and you get punished. Hera's man-at-arm upgrade is on the way, which Sebastian will expect, of course. I think here Sebastian will go to gold, and he already has the food, so he can make more militia. When he's in feudal, his plan is going to be to tower this. T90, what if you use one militia to push deer and contest with your own scout? Yeah, that's an option. That's an option. The toughest part of the build, though, is that you have to push a couple deer before you move out with anything. I guess you use the militia there. It could be fine. There's the second barracks. Man-at-arms upgrade. But we see the engagement taken there by Sebastian. It's actually a really good engagement. I mean, this could have been so much worse, right? That's not bad at all. I think as long as he is having the hunt in the middle uncontested, he'll be very happy. But it is contested. Hera's in the middle as well, and he's been here for a minute. And Hera's already getting armor. And that's armor on man-at-arms before the opponent even clicks the man-at-arm upgrade. Or sorry, at least receives the man-at-arm upgrade. Definitely think Sebastian's going to tower here. But he's not. He's still waiting for the militia numbers. 2 barracks. Hera's just on 1. Hera could go for a second. There's the tower. Sebastian fights back. So far, so good. He hasn't lost any vills, but these are Roman man-at-arms we're talking about. Feels like they're barely taking damage, but that's a lot of work there from Sebastian. He completely surrounds Hera. What a fight. Damn, that was impressive. My voice kind of squeaked there. Don't clip that. And so now Hera's lacking the numbers. And Hera will drop the second barracks, but it's already 2 for Sebastian. And Hera's got villagers exposed. Now it's Hera's turn to fight back, but I don't think that's what Hera wanted at all. 1 villager down for Hera. Another man-at-arm down for Hera. What a build from Sebastian. Sick. There was a 7-0 Hera guy who became a 6-1 Hera guy who accepted to be a 5-2 Hera guy who was worried he's going to be a 4-3 Hera guy. And lots of faith in Hera. Hera does have the superior civ in terms of the upgrades, but the numbers are an issue right now. And Sebastian, he'll just stack patrol right through these vills, like, and he could turn around and maybe do the same here. He's not doing so. Also wondering if we'll eventually see an archer range. I feel like that actually takes too much time, though. I wouldn't mind a blacksmith. A blacksmith for forging would be nice. Sebastian giving Hera a lot of respect there. Waiting for the numbers. It is 10 against 6. Hera does have full HP. And, yep, Sebastian didn't. And Sebastian loses one of those units there. Forging's on the way for Hera. So we'll be 2 upgrades up. Whereas it's going to be full numbers for Sebastian, apparently. He's taking Hera out of position here. Here he's got a 2-to-1 engagement. Hera will pull back. There's a 3rd barracks now from Hera. Something that's worth mentioning is there are actually farms for Sebastian. Hera is not on farms. Oh god, and Sebastian's going into the main eco, which could lead to Hera diving this. Like, Hera's basically going to be like, where's your army? He's going to see the army, and if he sees the army, he might need a response. That was Hera's whole wood economy there, guys. 2 villagers down. Now what does Hera do? Tower in the middle. He'll push. Sebastian needs to garrison his own tower and maybe fight this back, but he sent a lot of military forward. This is not easy. The tower is focusing on Hera's vills. Sebastian's fighting back with his own vills, which might seem suicidal, but it might also be necessary. Sebastian, when the middle is everything, has gone to Hera's base, and he's got to be regretting it now. Honestly, it felt like it was working if he just stayed in the middle. But now there's a tower from Hera. Hera's going to take down his tower. Hera, while he is fighting this back and losing a couple vills himself, his tower is still going to stand. And he's got way more man-at-arms now. Sebastian had to take a fight there where he lost all of his army. And then he, in response, came to the middle. And GG, 21 man-at-arms for Hera. But they were the stronger man-at-arms with the forging upgrade and the armor. And obviously, that's the double armor effect there for the Romans. That's why he picked them first. Really, really interesting game if you like infantry. I think for Sebastian, he got a little too creative there. I think, like, you also have to know, there's so little on wood. There should be anyways. It's all about the food. You need a couple vills on gold, and then you need everything else on food. And where is the food? It's here. So in a normal game, I don't mind the counterattack. But here, I don't think the counterattack was needed. I think he was worried about a straight-up fight, though. I think taking a head-on engagement against Romans felt weird. And he had the tower there, so he thought, I'm defended with the tower, and let me go counterattack. Great job from Hera, though. He was just like, nah, dude. Like, your tower's not going to do crap against this many units. And, yeah, Hera wins the show match 5-2. So, well played. Yeah, maybe if Hera had more on wood, that would have had more impact. 2-1 KD there for Hera. I think this show match, we saw how much more consistent Hera is, but I think we also saw the positives from Sebastian. I think Sebastian started to play his best Age of Empires starting like game 3. Game 1 and 2, it felt like he wasn't either, he didn't have confidence or he wasn't warmed up or something. Either way, some really good games. We got a mix of the maps. Sebastian will be playing in the qualifier for Warlords, which starts this week. I don't know if he'll play this week because there might be some buys or something. The bracket's not out yet. But I would expect Sebastian will make it into the main event because he's that good. And then in Hera's case, Hera's already in the main event because he's invited. So got to see him here. Won't see him in the main event for a little while. But yeah, this is what the tournament looks like, guys. So here's the time frame. I know you guys are going to have to read for a second. Sorry for that. I know that sounds bad. But basically, main event starts May 7th, and then it ends May 24th. The qualifier starts this upcoming weekend. In the main event, you've got Hera, Leary, Viper, and Yo, who are already in. And then 6 more will qualify in the first qualifier. 6 more will qualify in the second qualifier. That bracket's not out yet, but it'll be a 16-player main event, which is, I think, GSL format. So you've got like opening rounds, winners matches, losers matches, and then sends everybody to playoffs. I will be casting a lot of this, but the host Memp is tagged in the title of the stream, so give him some love. He's the host. We'll be casting pretty much all of it. I'll be casting quite a bit as well. So